What the senator from Maryland revealed today about our dealings with El Salvador should be very, very concerning for a lot of different reasons. For starters, due process is in jeopardy, and that means our Constitution is under threat. But more importantly, our tax dollars, the money that we give back to this country, is now being used to engage in trafficking. MAGA, that should make you absolutely sick, but we know that a lot of you voted for this to happen. A lot of you voted because you wanted to see that man win. And then you didn't care what he did after he got behind that desk in the Oval Office. But now you do. Our president, your president, is openly engaging in the international slave trade. He is quite literally having people trafficked out of this country for money. That's what you voted for. And I think a lot of you need to hear this said to you very plainly. You cast your vote for a man to re enter us into open slave trade, all while he's telling you things like the USAID are funding terrorist organizations, or that the Department of Education is more concerned with indoctrinating your children to want to switch genders. He's also engaging in a trade war that is bankrupting the farmers, the people who make our food. He is taking away your business. How do some of you sleep at night? It can't feel good. This country needs to return that man. They do. And we need to stop dealing with El Salvador. And these people in the White House, they should go to jail. I don't think people will sleep easy at night until one of those three happens, if not all three, because we should be absolutely embarrassed by the man who was calling himself the President of the United States. This is criminal behavior. But what did you expect when he was already convicted of 34 felonies?
So I asked the vice president if I could meet with Mr. Abrego Garcia. And he said, well, you need to make earlier provisions to go visit CCOT. I said, I'm not interested at this moment in taking a tour of CCOT. I just want to meet with Mr. Abrego Garcia. He said he was not able to make that happen. I asked, he said he needed a little more time. I asked him if I came back next week, whether I'd be able to see Mr. Abrego Garcia. He said he couldn't promise that either. So I asked him if I could get on the phone, either video phone or just a phone, and talk to Mr. Abrego Garcia. So I could just ask him how he's doing so I could report back to his family. He said he could not arrange that. He said maybe if the American embassy were to ask, maybe that could happen. So I will certainly ask the American embassy to ask the government of El Salvador to connect us by phone. I asked him how about his family? How can he talk to his wife so that she can hear his voice? I let him know that the family has requested that. He said he was not sure whether he could make that happen.
Not only did they not provide Senator Van Hollen any access to CCOT or Kilmar Armando Garcia, or provide proof that he's even alive, they admitted that the Trump administration is paying them directly to keep him there. The El Salvadoran vice president said, yes, we're being paid to keep him here. And even if they wanted to release him, they don't have a means to get him back because the United States government has made clear they won't be sending a plane to pick him up, even though they were ordered by the Supreme Court to facilitate the release of this man. The staggering amount of misinformation that is being pumped out around this story in defense of an administration who is literally disappearing people for profit is mind-boggling. There are people saying he's an MS-13 gang member. That's simply untrue. There are people saying that, well, they were one step in their paperwork away from a real deportation in the first place, so they should be justified in doing it. None of this is okay. All of this is objectively terrible. We cannot stop talking about this because this is the type of thing that dictators do.
I think you need to hear it in these terms, and it's gross. We're paying to ship them there, paying for them to stay there. They're going in there. Nobody's coming out of there. But really, are we paying for care and upkeep or disposal? But here's the thing. Who's paying? Y'all always talking about how they don't tax the rich. So the rich aren't paying for it, but it's benefiting them, which is why they're quiet while they're dismantling our right.
Comments in just now from Donald Trump's counterterrorism czar, Sebastian Gorka. Gorka just said on Newsmax that anyone advocating for due process for Kilmar Armando Garcia is aiding and abetting a terrorist and could be looking at being federally charged. As Philip Germain says, this is how freedom of speech dies. Shout out to Philip for pulling this clip, by the way. I'm going to show you this clip in just a few seconds, but I want to be unequivocal here when I say that we will never back down in the face of these threats by the Trump administration, and we will always do what is right. And in case anything happens to us on this platform, make sure you're following us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Okay, here's the clip.
Realize that the taxonomy of politics in America is dead. It's not left and right. It's not even Republican or Democrat. There's one line that divides us. Do you love America or do you hate America? It's really quite that simple. And we have people who love America, like the president, like his cabinet, like the directors of his agencies, who want to protect Americans. And then there is the other side that is on the side of the cartel members, on the side of the illegal aliens, on the side of the terrorists. And you have to ask yourself, are they technically aiding and abetting them? Because aiding and abetting criminals and terrorists is a crime in federal statute, Rob.